that, like, you don't have to defend this crap. You don't have to defend tampons for boys. You should laugh at it and go, this is bullshit. I don't believe any of it. And then all of a sudden you find that the Democrats and the Republicans are in the same room again. We reject our crazies. It's time for you guys to reject them.
I think we need a cleanup on aisle 5.
Greg.
Yeah, you know, I love that I guess he told Kamala, you know, look, I'm not going after your job like the last vice president. Chris Matthews, what he said is like John Wayne Gacy. Was that what he said?
No, John Wayne.
No, I thought it was John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne.
I think he meant to say John Wayne Gacy. I get a weird vibe off Waltz. I feel like he's the husband of a missing spouse in a Dateline special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's the
Is he a suspect?
The beloved high school coach who held mandatory showers before practice.
Does anybody else get that weird vibe from Tim Walz? I know he's a veteran. Salute to his service and maybe some of the service that he didn't participate in. But Tim Walz gives me a weird vibe. Now, there's some stories surrounding a DUI and some equestrian festivities that he may or may not have taken part in. But what bothers me the most is what he did as the Minnesota governor. Whenever he locked people down and he sent around this mod squad, this Gestapo, with paintballs to put people back in their houses. And he let his cities burn. He told a police commissioner to abandon a precinct. And then his wife opened up all the windows in their house because she liked the smell of tires. I mean, that's where we're going with this. That is where the Democrat Party, and I think Kamala Harris, I don't think they vetted Tim Walz properly. I don't think they really looked at this guy. I think they avoided Ben Shapiro or Josh Shapiro. Sorry, don't want to confuse those guys out of Pennsylvania. I think they avoided him because of that. I think they avoided Gavin Newsom, even though he was the heir to the throne. Joe Biden worshiped him because I think Gavin Newsom would have stolen the spotlight from Kamala. So she needed to pick someone weirder, which she did, dumber. It looks like she did. I don't know how she found someone dumber than she is, but that's what happened. And Greg Gutfeld is just basically going to detail and line out why suddenly the Democrat Party, more importantly, the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz campaign, is trying to normalize themselves, to connect with the average white guys that they've been dunking on for the last 3.5 years.
He just has a weird vibe. The key here is brainwash, right? Yep. They're like, all of a sudden, the left loves things that they mocked months ago. The rural vote. Since when do Democrats love the rural vote? Aren't those a bunch of hicks and pickup trucks with the red hats? Now all of a sudden they care. They care about white males, the military, the Second Amendment. And all of a sudden, the things that they usually reject, criminal justice, social justice, sanctuary cities, free health benefits, left-wing protests, all that stuff takes a back seat to folksy, rural, Midwestern white guy. And we're all supposed to go, oh, yeah, he's great. Just like Joe Biden was going to be the voice of moderation when you guys put that jackass in front of us. Look, the middle of the road here is the road to ruin. And we know that. We don't have to listen to him for 2 minutes. All we have to do is look at his history. Exactly. All you have to look at is 2020, what he did in Minneapolis, how he viewed the
He ice fishes. He's a hunter. The media drools. Yeah, he wore a hat when he got his DUI. Oh, yeah, that really connects with America.
The riots, how he said it was exciting, how he said it was a moment of optimism, how his wife said she liked the smell of burning tires. Yep. What the hell does that mean? So sorry, you know what? Just because he's an old, bald, white guy, that doesn't offer any comfort to me. John Wayne Gacy, pick him as a babysitter because he doesn't look like a hippie. Yeah. That's
no kidding. John Wayne Gacy had a way with kids, didn't he? And that's where they're trying to sell this. That's how they're trying to sell this. The Democrat Party is trying to sell Tim Walz as normal. They're trying to present the Democrat Party as being normal. And I don't know how they can. Go check out a video I put out earlier. The Democrat Party has partnered with Planned Parenthood. It's nothing new. They're going to be offering free vasectomies. and free IUDs and free medical abortions at the Democrat National Convention in Chicago. Democrat National Convention in Chicago is going to be a mostly peaceful but fiery rally. Businesses there have already started boarding themselves up in preparation for all of the, the lovers, not the fighters, the lovers from the ham sandwich side of the Democrat Party. Greg Gutfeld goes after Jessica Tarlov right here because Jessica Tarlov continues to try to normalize the Democrat Party. And she tries to make excuses for the disgusting, weird, grotesque tactics the Democrat Party uses and how they are trying to normalize the freak show that occurs within the Democrat Party on a daily basis. Take it away, Greg.
The National Guard
is using the boys' bathroom that's menstruating, Jessica.
I would like to pull back and talk about something that would help the Democrat Party if they only listened. I'm going to pretend that I'm not talking to Jessica, but I'm talking to the whole Democratic Party. So liberals, in their very best sense, are the party of empathy and compassion.
Party of empathy and compassion. We have been taught that they care more about everyone except babies, taxpayers, normal white guys, normal families, heterosexual males specifically, heterosexual conservative white males. You are the forgotten vote. They don't care about you. They do not care about you. If you think they do, leave a comment down below. I want to know what I'm missing. I want to know where I'm missing that piece of information. Heterosexual conservative white male served in the military, likes the Second Amendment, likes free speech. You are a unicorn in the Democrat Party, and they want to hunt you down and end you.
The problem is they extend that benefit to people who prey upon innocent citizens. That is their problem. They don't know the boundaries to their compassion or their empathy, and that's why they need conservatives to say, hey, knock it off, pull back. But why do liberals have to accept certain positions that are that bad? Like, why do they have to make excuses for rioters and looters? That is not necessarily a liberal position. They don't have to do it. So if you think of other liberal positions, arguing for surgical transitions for children.
The Democrat Party has some weird ideas, and it's weird what they decide to latch on to. And it's a hive mind. It is groupthink. There's no individualism. You cannot do that and survive in the Democrat Party. You're either all in or all out. Now, it works great in the House. It works great in the Senate when they try to pass legislation, when they try to keep people from getting impeached, when they try to keep people from getting 25th Amendment. It works great. But when it comes down to the individual, the voter, the citizen, no. You're thrown by the wayside. Now, the Democrat Party, like I said earlier, they're having vasectomies, IUDs, and chemical abortions for free at the Democrat National Party. What they are failing to recognize, or many people are failing to recognize, is it doesn't matter. The Democrat Party's going extinct, so they have to bring in new people, and that's whenever the groupthink fails, because they can't just pick and choose, a handful of good immigrants, of good people that follow the process correctly. You just have to open the border and let everyone in. And that's what they're doing.
Banning school choice, funding foreign wars, bailing out Phelan's. What if these aren't liberal positions? They're just awful ones. Then you could reject them. You don't have to sit here and defend tampons for boys. You could just say, you know what, there's nothing liberal about that, right? Only nut jobs want kids to have nut jobs. It's not about being liberal or conservative. But the problem is the Democrats have allowed radicals to define what is liberal. So tampons for boys, suddenly, Jessica, you have to defend it. You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to defend it. And the Democrat Party today is not the Democrat Party of, let's even go back 20 years ago. It's not the same Democrat Party. You had Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, even Barack Hussein Obama saying we needed closed borders. And there was a switch, there was a flip, there was some kind of catalyst that I cannot put my finger on. And I believe it started under the Obama administration. That's when I retired from the military, because I was like, I got to get out. Shit's getting weird. But if you know that defining moment, that defining little incident, leave that comment down below. But it is amazing that people like Jessica and other Democrats, and I'm sure you have friends and family that are the same way, they will defend to the grave everything. The groupthink is strong. You cannot avoid it.
You know, liberals were always against conversion therapy. That was a psychological attempt at curing homosexuality. Now they're defending invasive surgical solutions to do the same thing. How did that become liberal and the other one not?
The Democrat Party, they go after Mike Pence all the time because apparently he was for conversion therapy in Indianapolis or Indiana. But yet, if you are against one morsel of the idea of nut jobs for nut jobs or nut jobs for kids, you're a radical. You love Putin. You love this. They just lop you in with this group think. You cannot avoid it. If I don't support sending more money to Ukraine, suddenly I'm in love with Vladimir Putin. If I'm not all in on everything, I'm out. I cannot be middle of the road. I cannot be, hey, I don't want any more of my money going to Ukraine. Hey, I don't want any more of my money going to Gaza. Hey, I don't want any more of my money going here. I can't be a part of that, because if I even question 1 second of their agenda, I'm in love with Putin. I'm in love with Netanyahu. But that's the way that we have evolved. The Democrat Party continues to defend weird shit. And that's where they lose many of you.
It's a plea that, like, you don't have to defend this crap. You don't have to defend tampons for boys. You should laugh at it and go, this is bullshit. I don't believe any of it. And then all of a sudden you find that the Democrats and the Republicans are in the same room again. We reject our crazies. It's time for you guys to reject them.
You have never heard a Democrat reject any crazies. Any. And Greg calls her out on this, and I want you to hear her response. I want you to hear what Jessica Tarlov says, and let this sink into your brain. This is their version of the crazies.
To reject him.
Okay.
Give me a crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. He's not crazy. That's your problem.
That is exactly the problem.
There's nothing that he believes in that comes close to tampons for boys or for pushing trans surgeries on children because they're suffering from a psychological delusion. There's nothing like that in the conservative movement. But you Democrats have embraced these things because they're so scared of being called lack of compassionate.
Greg Gutfeld nails it. The Democrat Party is scared to be called real. They're scared to be called common sense. They want to be everything to everyone, and even the psychos, even the crazies. They have never and will never reject anyone. And you can't be all things to everyone, or you lose your complete identity. And I think the Democrat Party has lost all chances of being normal. If you're just a normal, everyday working dude, you want more money in your wallet, you want a secure border, you want reasonable prices, you don't want prices to be controlled, you just want to be left alone, the Democrat Party has no use for you, because you either accept everything they are selling, or you're all out. Veteran Bikers out. See you on the road.